Do you believe in ghosts and spirits? When I was in 4th grade, my mom and I used to go on hikes all the time in the woods. And there was this one trail that we would go to quite often. It was up the road from our house. We'd have to walk on the street for a little while, and then eventually there was a dirt road that cars could take. So we would go down the dirt road, and then that would be the beginning of the trail. So we would walk through the trail, and it would take us near this little pond and into a clearing, and then back out to the road on the other side. And there were a couple of different trails in there, and we usually would keep to the same path, but this one time we decided to take a side route that we didn't take before, and it went kind of up this little hill, and when we got to a certain point in the trail, my dog stopped in her tracks, and she just started barking. And she was like viciously barking into the trees. And we didn't know what she was barking at. And then we looked up into the trees, and there was a man who had hanged himself, a young man. And so my mom and I just grabbed the dog, and we ran out of the woods as fast as we could, and we ran to the first house that we could see, started banging on the door, and had them call the police. So after that happened, I was in my house when I was in high school, years later, and I was coming down the stairs, and we used to have this mirror at the bottom of the stairs that would just freak me out. Because, you don't want to see your reflection in the dark, but so I got down to the bottom of the mirror, and I looked to the side of me, and I swear I saw that guy. It was just for a split second, but I saw him there. I don't know if my mind was playing tricks on me, if it was just like a flashback from what I had seen when I was younger. But in that same house, we had this big room that my brothers shared as a bedroom. And in that room there was a loft. So my brother and his girlfriend at the time were sleeping in the loft, and I was sleeping in the big bedroom. And the computer room was right off of the big bedroom. So I was sleeping, and the computer turned itself on in the computer room. And my brother said, "Morgan, is that you? What are you doing?" And so the computer kept turning on and off. And it was like I could hear him talking even though I was sleeping, and I kind of had a sense of what was going on, but I was like, Morgan, you need to wake yourself up. You need to wake yourself up. And so I did. And the computer turned off. In that same house, my oldest brother was sleeping up in the loft, and I was sleeping in my bedroom, which was through the computer room on the other side, and I had my door closed. And again, it was the middle of the night. I woke up because I heard knocking at my door. So my brother came to my door, and he said, "Did you hear somebody knocking on the front door?" And I said, "What?" So he went and he did a search of the house, and he couldn't find anybody, but we both heard the knocking. The house that we live in now, the master bedroom, I always would get this sense that somebody was watching me from the corner of the room. And it freaked me out. I didn't really want to say anything to Joe because I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but one night he turns to me and he says, "I always feel like someone's watching me from the window over there," which was next to the corner in the room that I was talking about. And I was like, "Are you serious?" Because I always feel like someone's watching me from that corner of the room. That freaked me out. Another time when I was sleeping in my room in the house that I grew up in, I woke up out of this dead sleep and I was instantly petrified. I mean, not only was I like woken out of a dead sleep, but I had this intense fear that something evil was in my room. I mean, if the devil was real, he was in my room that night because I felt such an evil presence and it scared me so much. I thought, if I don't move, if I don't breathe, maybe if I just pull the covers over my head, whatever is in this room won't kill me. I don't even know how I got back to bed, but somehow I did. So, I don't know, based off of these few stories, I have to say, I think that ghosts maybe do really exist.